Let's talk about Kamala Devi Harris. Kamala Harris, as you know, has been in the news as the presidential candidate this year. I want to focus on her cultural identity and experiences biracial and bicultural people face, which frankly has been the topic of discussion in many circles right now. Kamala Harris is biracial since her mother, Shyamala Gopalan, is of South Asian descent, while her father, Donald J. Harris, is of Jamaican descent. This makes her both South Asian and Black. I know, it's hard to believe for some. She, like many others, also is bicultural, meaning she navigates more than one culture, the South Asian culture and the Black culture. So many immigrants may not be biracial, but absolutely are part of a group that are bicultural, navigating their immigrant culture, in my case, South Asian culture, and the country they immigrated to, in my case, the American culture. This brings me to the topic around her cultural identity of whether she belongs to the Indian culture and Black culture, and how others may debate and measure her cultural identity. This, unfortunately, is a common theme for biracial individuals. While they may be part of more than one racial group, the sense of belonging can often feel like a challenge, as they may not feel like they belong in either racial ethnic group. Many folks in Kamala's case may even question whether she's Indian enough or Black enough, and this is an age-old dilemma that biracial folks encounter. So let's break down biracial identity for a second. In 2020, United States Census said 33.8 million individuals, or 10.2% of the population, self-identified as multiracial. This number has been growing since US Census allowed for folks to add more than one race in 2000. I know, it's only been since 2000 that people can select more than one racial identity on the US Census. So what are some things that impact a bi or multiracial individual? In 2021, Vox interviewed multiracial folks, and out of 70 respondents, how they felt about their race identity shifted over time, which makes sense. What was fascinating though is that over and over again, they heard from respondents that they frequently felt isolated, confused about their identity, and frustrated when others attempted to put them into specific boxes. Another research in 2020, Allen suggested that individuals find meaning, identity, relevance, and satisfaction in life through a sense of belonging to groups. Many people link the phrase sense of belonging to feeling accepted, welcomed, included, understood, and appreciated. And according to another research article in 2020 from Bobbitt, biracial people may find it challenging to completely embrace either of their racial heritages. This is because multiracial people are frequently caught between two or more worlds with various cultures and traditions to learn from, making it difficult to develop a sense of belonging and leaving them prone to feeling isolated. And feeling a sense of belonging to racial groups was found to be the predictor of mental health outcomes and a key component of maintaining our overall well-being. This is also linked to our self-esteem. The higher I feel like I belong, the better my self-esteem. Despite the importance of a sense of belonging, another article found that biracial people frequently struggle to fit into their racial groups. Now, before we go any further, I just want to say this doesn't mean that biracial individuals automatically will have mental health challenges, but it does bring up a larger question on how society accepts biracial individuals. We're seeing this happen currently in the media with Miss Harris's identity, and there being a cause for confusion when, let's be real, biracial people have long existed. The other piece that I've also observed is the point at which the larger community starts accepting the individual depends directly on the success that person achieves. So for instance, I don't remember the Indian community embracing Kamala Harris until she got national recognition as vice president. This notion that you can only belong when you've achieved excellence can take a toll on an individual's mental health and well-being. It demands that we strive for perfection and excellence, and only then can we be the exception. Now, I'm all for excellence, but granting our support only when the person has achieved the impossible doesn't allow for cultural change, because all it creates is exceptions. Imagine if Kamala's mother wasn't a biologist whose work supported advances to breast cancer research, or her father wasn't the first Black scholar to be granted tenure at Department of Economics at Stanford University. Would we still accept her Indian identity, or would we question whether she was Indian enough? On the other hand, this is a similar thing that immigrants also experience who are bicultural and feeling like they must pick between two cultures. Otherwise, their decisions will be questioned. I remember my Indianness was questioned by my family when I picked an unconventional major like psychology and social work, or with my decision to be in an interracial relationship. The core idea of identity is based on the unique set of characteristics that is specific to an individual. It was so confusing to me to have to prove my Indianness because I hadn't changed. It's not like I stopped speaking the language, changing my diet, or the way I dressed simply because of my career choice or my partner. But what's unknown or new to others often brings up fear. So I did understand the fear that my family had on whether I would still be the same person. Now, I'm very grateful that my family has supported my decisions, but I know that's not true for everyone and can often be a source of conflict. It is natural for us to want things neatly sorted out in our brains because we want to understand whether we're safe or not. But nuance is part of life, and it allows us space for creativity and innovation. So my hope in talking about Kamala's identity today is to have a larger discussion on culture and who we deem part of the culture, because sense of belonging is critical to our well-being. I hope this video allowed you to question your own bias around biracial and bicultural identity and allows you to see the nuance because it doesn't fit neatly in a box. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments below what your experience has been when it comes to cultural identity and your cultural identity. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel, The Indian Counselor, for more content.